Chat experience for you and your viewers. Choose who can participate. Set a delay between messages. Hide or put people in a timeout. Manage. We're good. All right, my friends, we are back. We mentioned that we were going to print all of the pockets and then come back. We had some customers that came in, and it took a little bit longer than I personally would have liked so that we can join on the live again. But since we're back, we're going to go ahead and show you the entire rundown here of getting started. I already got the screens where they go. So we have a lemon yellow that's going to go here. We have a station here to flash. So I need to plug that in, connect this flash. Most likely I'm going to take this screen down, and then I'm going to plug in this second flash to kind of warm things up. And once that yellow flashes, we're going to finish it off with the black as the second screen. Bada bing, bada bing. Freak Brothers Pizza. So let's. All right. Hit the breaker down there for the dryer to get started. And then we're going to turn on the infrared panels. We have the temperature set at 785. Now let's go ahead and kick in that compressor for the automatic. Let's get the swamp cooler going. Always got to have a chiller. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of water in your lines and you're going to ruin your automatic press. Okay. Okay, that's that. We already drained the water from it yesterday, so it should be good. We don't do that every day. There's not a lot of moisture in the air right now. All right, so we're setting up that 2-color for the back of these white shirts. Freak Brothers Pizza. We have the screens already set. Let me kick in the air over here for the press. I know I'm shaking a lot, I'm sorry. We have the pressure set at 110 on our pressure regulator. So we're good on that. Let me go ahead and put you guys on the tripod. All right, so we got the press already turned on. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the flashes so they can start getting hot. We have the dryer started. It's already at 217 degrees. So let's go ahead and get this setup going. This is the entire process of me getting an order going, whether it's a 1-color, 2-color, 3-color, or whatever the case may be. So let me turn on the flashes real quick and I'll be right back. You guys are gonna see the entire process of me setting up a 2-color on the automatic press. Okay, so the flashes are on. Let's bring y'all over here. We're gonna set up with the black because it has the most information in the design. My favorite tool, if you've been following me for a long time, is the T-square. So this is gonna help us line up the design straight, and we're gonna find the center point of our boards a lot faster. I know it shouldn't matter, but I always use palette number 1 to set up. That's just been the habit since day one. There are days where I'm tired and I just want to get stuff done, and it doesn't matter, so I'll use whatever's the closest available to me. All right, so here we go. We're gonna set up the black, and as long as your heads are off on the automatic, you can bring the boards up and you can move the T-square around to see through the screen and make sure that you're straight and centered. So we're gonna use our registration marks. Make sure we're straight. Lock that in. And now we're gonna add the ink to the screen. So let me go grab that and I'll be right back. So you guys are seeing this in real time. Obviously we're live. We're using international coatings for our ink. Yo, 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 what's poppin'? We're showing you guys how to do screen printing here. We have a 2-color print for our local pizza shop here, Freak Brothers in Phoenix. The back of the shirt is gonna be a lemon yellow and black ink. So it's about 120 shirts. A lot of people don't like to add a lot of ink, but I don't like to stop in the middle of the run and add more. I just want to start and finish. We're going to show you the entire process until we are done. All right, so now that we have the ink in there, let me bring this back just a hair so you guys can see some action here. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a white Pallon, we're gonna put some glue on it, we're gonna print the black and then tape over the image so we can set up the second color and line it up. So basically all it is, the Pallon is a white sheet of paper. Instead of printing on a t-shirt, which I know a lot of shops have, like misprints, they'll grab a t-shirt and print to set up, whatever. You know, we have a Pallon, which is a sheet to print samples. I like to spray, some people like to spray on the boards and then put the sheet on there. I like to spray on the sheet first and then put it on the board. Okay. Let me show you the buttons that I'm pressing over here so you know what's going on. All right. So for those who are not familiar with the automatic press, this one specifically has 10 stations. So we are capable of printing 10 colors, but whenever you have exactly same color, whenever you have multicolor, you want to flash in between, so that takes away from printing 10. Technically, if you had a design that didn't have any flashing in between, you could do it like that. But this looks very scary to a lot of people. Don't let it scare you. Each row controls one head. So if we're using 2 heads, we're only going to deal with 2 rows. For example, right now we have the black on head number 10, as you guys can see. And we're going to do 2 strokes. So we're just going to push the button down. If you were to push it up, it's single stroke. To push it down, it's double stroke. So let's go ahead and print, see what that looks like. I mentioned earlier, if you guys have any questions about screen printing, feel free to ask. All right, here we go. So that is what the print looks like. We have the second screen, which would technically be the first one, on our head number 1. And what I like to do myself to line up the image is I like to put tape over this one. I'll bring it over to head number 1, raise the boards, and then we'll see where the images kind of come together so we can line them up. Hey, from Kentucky, always love the screen printing content. Hey man, listen, right now we're doing a 2-color print job and we're setting it up. A lot of people like to put a t-shirt on, dry it, and then line it up, and it just takes too much. I know it really helps the workload. All right, cool. My dog, rest in peace, King Von. R.I.P. King Von. All right. So this is something that not a lot of people can get your print. What print do you want? We have a lot of them. Okay, so you guys are gonna see the purpose of the tape here in a second. I'm gonna tape over the entire image and then I'm gonna bring it up to the second color. Step out. Okay. Blood. What's up, Blood? Print bond shirts, Gang 64. I must set canvas on the block. I want to print my nigga bond. Bro, let's print it. Send it over. We got you. All right. Anyways, I'm going to show you the purpose of putting the tape on the pylon. So we're going to set up the second screen. ¿Qué quieres? If the head is off on the automatic, we're going to press the reset button so that the boards don't lock. If we were not to press this button, this is what's going to happen. The boards are going to lock. So by pressing this button, we're going to lock in the sample that we already did with the black. And because the head is off, all we're going to do is hit print to raise the boards. Okay, so now you guys can see the image, right? Let me bring you over to this side. I want you guys to learn. Pa, pa, pa. Turn the camera. All right. So check this out. Practice, bro. Hella good. From the Middle East. How are you? We're doing good over here, man. Thank you. It's kind of hot. Right now it's 84 inside of the warehouse, but we have a high of 109 in Phoenix. Let me know how hot it is where you're from. Okay, so now that we have the pylon already set and we have tape over the pylon, which is giving us the information where that's gonna land every single time, all we're gonna do, and this is the purpose of the registration marks, is we're gonna line up these registration marks with the ones that are already printed. And that's gonna bring the design together. Okay, so we're gonna do the best that we can to line those up. Make sure that we're good down here. And then we're gonna lock the screens. Okay. That was basically all I have to do whenever I have to line up the two colors. Now behind me, I have my rack with all the Pantones. Sometimes we have custom Pantones that we mix for customers. In this case, we're just gonna use the lemon yellow, which is the basic color that's already pre-mixed. I'm gonna add it on the screen, we're gonna print it, and we're gonna see if we're within the range of being lined up with the black. All right, so this is the lemon yellow. Hello, how are you? All right, we're gonna put this inside of the screen and line it up with the black. A lot of people don't like to pre-mix your inks. It's always good practice to move it around, kind of loosen it up. Sometimes they get stiff, especially when you're getting closer to the winter. And this really helps the ink push through the screen. In this case, we have it on a 160 mesh. All right, let's put this away and then we're gonna come and line this up. All right, let me bring this down just a hair so you guys can see after I print it if we're close or not to lining up. And you're gonna see the purpose of the tape here in a second. Whenever we're lining up, we don't need to double stroke, so we're just gonna do a single one here. Okay, I want you guys to see this up close. Sorry for moving around too damn much.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, so as you guys can see here, our registration mark compared to the yellow that we just printed is telling us that the screen wants to come up just a little bit. And there's the proof. We need to line that up so that they are butt to butt. Same thing down here with the alien. As you guys can see, it's not registered. And here is the magic of the tape. So because we printed the Pelon and we added the tape on top, all we need is a paper rag to wipe this off. Now we can start over. All we have to do is use our micro registration marks, and we're gonna tweak the design forward just a hair. We're gonna print it again, and if we're lined up, all we have to do at that point is tape off the registration marks from underneath the screens, warm up the boards, print a sample, and then we can get our order finally going for our customer. So let's see, this wanted to come up just a little bit. Let's go ahead and run another print. And if we're good to go, we're ready to start printing. We've been live for 16 minutes and we're almost done with the setup. Okay, I say this wants to come up just a little tiny hair up and over to the right. A lot of people would be okay with this, but because we've been doing this for so long, stuff like that kind of gets under our skin, and we like to make sure that we're as close as possible. So let me go ahead and tweak it one more time. I'll run the print and then you tell me what you think. Okay, so 1 second. All right, check this out. Check this out. All right, so it's almost there. You can tell right here the yellow wants to come over just to the right one hair. Down there it looks pretty good, but it's still off. And the purpose of having the tape on here is you can always come back and reset. If you were to print it on a shirt and just dry it, well, then you have to print the black again and start over, and it just delays the entire process of setting up. Since we have the tape, we just wipe it off and we try again. I think we're gonna nail it this time. This would be the third time that we attempt to line it up. Actually, second. The first one was just putting the screen in there. Second time we went up. Third time we went up and over to the right. All right. Right on the money. This is the last time that I do this to you guys. I know it sucks, but I want you to see how well that looks once it's lined up and you have the yellow butt to butt with the black. That looks really good. And if you guys always want to double check your work, you can just kind of grab your nail and go like this, and you'll see how close you are from being butt to butt. So that is perfect right there. That is what I like to do whenever I'm setting up. At this point, I'm happy with the setup. And even though I'm happy with the setup, I'm gonna go ahead and warm up the boards so my pallets are nice and warm. I'm gonna tape off the registration marks, and I'm gonna print one sample t-shirt to make sure that it looks good after it prints on the shirt. If it needs to tighten up a little bit, I will, and then I'll start printing the shirts. But we're gonna go ahead and do everything live. I'm gonna tape off the bottom of the Reggies here real quick. And if you guys are wondering how we have all these prints in our background, I'll just grab whatever we printed and I'll tape it to the wall in 1 second. So I just grab the Pelon off the board and I'll come and choose a place here and tape it. So after a while, after seeing these repetitively, I start ganging up on them. I've never done this until recently because I didn't want to take them down. So I was just kind of putting some of the prints over other prints, but we're getting to the point where we're gonna take all these down and basically start over. Anyways, back to printing. Let's tape off the bottom of the registration mark. And this is how I do it. All right, so there goes the first one. The black one is a little bit tighter because the registration marks are closer to the image. So just make sure that you're extremely careful when you do this and you don't tape off the image by accident. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna bring in the flashes. They were just on. I'm sure they're nice and warm now, but we're gonna warm up the boards. We potentially may need to glue the boards, so I'll show you guys how I do that as well. And then we'll print. So when you're gonna start printing, you gotta make sure that all your heads are off, because if you don't, you're gonna print on your board and then you have to change the pallet peel and you don't wanna do that. So the heads are off, we're locked in. We're gonna go manual, automatic, and they're gonna spin to warm up. Let me just bring in the flashes real quick. All right, so that usually takes a couple of minutes to warm up. We don't need this anymore. Registrations are taped off. We already have the fronts of the shirts printed. It was an on-pocket print. We did it earlier on the live on our manual press. So I don't know if it's gonna upload on my channel. Hopefully it is. So you can always go back and refer on how to print on pockets without having like the insert for the pocket. And I think it was kind of helpful. I did mention that I was going to use my Osmo Pocket 3 to go live, but when I tried to connect it to my YouTube, it said that it has to connect to the computer. So I cannot go live using my phone and connecting to the Osmo. So that kind of sucks, but it's all good. We're still here. Okay, well, like I mentioned, I do like to print a shirt before we start. That would be just like a sample shirt to show me that everything is still lined up and good to go. By the way, if you just joined us, these are the pocket prints that we did for the front. Let me find the blank and we'll run a sample real quick. All right, so technically this is not a white t-shirt, but it'll be good enough to run a sample. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use some spray adhesive for the sample, run it through, and then show you guys what that looks like. Get your ass over here. Get over here. So when you're printing a sample before you run your order, it gives you a chance to look for pinholes. It gives you a chance to make sure that you taped off all your registration marks, and it gives you the opportunity to make sure that you're lined up before you start running the order for your customer. So there are actually a lot of benefits to running this. So the boards right now, they're not warmed up enough for me to start. So what I like to do is I like to grab the pallet that was underneath the flash. I'll load the shirt, I'll warm that up, and then I'll start my print sample, because I like how the ink flows when everything is nice and warm. And it looks like our dryer is up to heat. We have a setting of 785 and the speed is like 7. I don't know what it means, but it's going at 7. Okay, so right here we're gonna print the yellow first and then flash it. Double stroke on the yellow and then double stroke on the black. For those watching, let me know where you're watching from. We're out here in Phoenix, Arizona. I mentioned earlier that it is definitely hot here, but it's cooling down a lot. Last month we had a high of like 114 or 15 was the record. So that was kind of crazy, but now we're at 109, The rest of the week is looking like 102, so we're happy. Okay, so instead of waiting for the machine to go all the way around, I'm gonna stop it and bring it back to print that black on top. Let's just make sure that that yellow is dry. Ink didn't transfer, that means we're good. So let me just show you this. The pressure looks good. Sometimes you don't really have to double stroke, but I like to because it gives you like, you know, you get the ink across the screen like you're supposed to. All right. So obviously the yellow is not gonna look as yellow because we don't have a base for it since it's going on white t-shirts. But here's the final result on a sample shirt. And you can see how everything is lined up. That looks pretty good to me. Freak Brothers Pizza looks good to me. We don't have an issue with pinholes, to be honest. So I wouldn't really bother too much on that here on our end. But since now this checked out, we're gonna run this through the dryer, and I'm gonna print an actual shirt from the order now. And then once that checks out, then I'll start running everything. Okay, everything is looking good. Unfortunately, there's nobody in the back end to catch the shirts. So as I go, I just gotta keep an eye on my box. If it gets too full, I'll just throw those on the table and then keep printing until I'm done. Dede, what up, Dede? Looks really awesome. I like how it turns out. The final product looks really, really good. I hope that you guys can have, oh, let me see. I'm gonna wipe this down a little bit. I don't know if that helps. Okay. So as you guys can see here, everything looks good. Everything is nice and lined up. The letters do have some type of distress. And as you guys can see, it's also in the black. That's just part of the design. That's for Freak Brothers Pizza here in town. There's the address. Okay, time to start printing. What's up, Laura? You have a question? What's up? Who's? Oh, yeah. Then I would take the youth out and do DTFs on those as well. Do you want to just say fuck it and do everything DTF? Is that easier?
It's up to you. Maybe it's more expensive. It's easier. I mean, I already
But-
have PPS set up to work. And they're all the same size.
But the problem here is that we're doing so many that I don't want the adults to look different from the DTF color. It's just hard to match it. That is what it is. It's all good. Okay, just order it the correct size.
Yeah, it's cheaper for us to order. Cheaper for us to order from him and not do a gauge. It's cheaper for us to order the So I'm gonna put the back in front on one and just order from us.
Oh, okay.
Because it's cheaper that way.
So if it fits in there, you'll just cut it out?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, no problem. All right, my friends, we are gonna glue the boards because we definitely need to glue. I've had this bottle for years now. You can't even read what it says. This thing got clogged up, so let me show you how I unclog it. So, ¿qué pasó, Karen? Oh, okay. So if you guys have a pen in hand, all you have to do is grab it, stick it underneath, push it through, and then you grab another paper rag, clean that off, and then you should be good. Bam. Waiting for the shirt. Oh, okay. Diamond?
Are you live?
Yeah, we're live. We're on YouTube. Gangster stuff. That's Karen, one of our graphic designers. She gets down, so you guys place an order through here, you guys are gonna deal with her. And then back here with me.
I just got
Okay, that's cool. Oh, hello, Karen. Karen got back to designing. We have a lot of work right now. ¿Qué ole? Aquí deja la suega donde quiera, no pasa nada. Un dolly. ¿Sí? A ver. I have a customer dropping off, so give me a second. I'll be right back. And we're back. Let me show you what we have right now. We had a customer just drop off 5 boxes for t-shirts. So they normally provide the shirts and we print them for them. It is for diamond, stone, and synthetic grass. I grew up with, one of my friends from the park, and his brother-in-law started that company, and it just took off. It took off because they kept saying that we were in a drought here in Arizona, and a lot of people were switching to grass, and they were just like right at the peak when they started the company, and everybody was switching here from having regular grass to synthetic grass, and they really took off. So they bring me like 5 boxes every 2 to 3 months. Their employees just go through them, and we're here to help. Yo yo yo, yo 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 yo. Say what's up to my sister, you guys. She's on the chat. On the chat GPT. I'm teaching them how to screen print over here. So for those who don't know, for those who don't know, we use the glue so that the shirt doesn't move around on us, and we keep the registration. Where you from? We're from Phoenix, Arizona. It's so crazy because when you grow up in the hood and there's a lot of gangs in the same neighborhood and they ask you where you're from, it's kind of like different of where you're from when you're on the live. By the way, we no longer live that lifestyle. We carry it with us forever, but we don't live that lifestyle. I'm from Pakistan. Shout out to Pakistan, everybody from Pakistan. I hope you guys are having a great day. We're out here in the heat. I'm sure it's hot out there. I don't know. We're currently at 109 degrees here in Phoenix. Hey, let me know if you guys want to see what's going on in the front office. We got some prints for stickers, posters, and other things right now. So if you want to know, comment below. I'll show you. It's 2:55 night here. Damn! Go to sleep, bro. Mimi time. I don't know what you're doing up at this time. 24 degrees and rainy. Phoenix, I'll tell you one thing. Phoenix is hot, but we don't have tornadoes. We don't have earthquakes. There's no natural disasters. We only have to deal with the heat from June to August. All right, we just finished printing, we just finished gluing all the boards. We already know that it's set up and lined up. So we're ready to actually start production. I won't be able to read your comments as fast because production will start here. And I'm gonna bring this back. I'm a mommy of a 5-year-old girl. Well, blessings to you guys. I'm a father of 2 girls. One is a 9-year-old, one is a 5. So, you know, it's a blessing to have kids. 5-year-olds right now, they're probably going through some, let me see, they call it terrible twos. So the 5s, they should be already pretty good, unless they don't care and they're making a mess around the house. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna print a 2-color, lemon yellow and black for a pizza shop here in Phoenix. What am I thinking? I'm going too fast. So if you guys have ever wondered the process of screen printing, this is pretty much it right here. Once the shirts make it all the way around, I'll bring the camera on the other side so you guys can see what's going on, and I'll be able to talk to you guys. let me bring you guys back around. Actually, I'll bring you around. So that flash right there is drying the yellow. I said I was gonna take that down and I didn't. We have this other flash, making sure that that yellow is fully dry. And then as it comes around, it's gonna print that black. And what is it with this thing today? All right, so as the yellow is working its way around, it's gonna come around and hit that black, and then you're gonna see both colors come together, and I'll show you the print. All right, so as you guys can see here, the black is already printing. I wish we had a wider angle. If the wind is making a bad noise here, let me know. Okay, we're doing this until we finish. All right, so if you guys, yeah, thank you. If you guys are wondering where I'm putting the shirts down, it's basically a conveyor dryer. As you guys can see it right there. And that's gonna cure the ink. So once it goes through the dryer, you guys are able to wash the shirts. Let me change the angle here. I'm just trying to print and go live at the same time. Okay, so you can see the dryer and the machine right there. Very demure. That's it. We're gonna continue doing this until we finish. It's gonna go round and round until we're done with all 120 shirts. Laura, if you're still, or Karen, if you're still on the live, correct me if I'm wrong with how many pieces we're printing for this order. When you add new shirts again, don't you want to apply glue again? No. That glue will last for about 500 shirts. A lot of people like to use the spray adhesive, and that one you will have to use it more often. But when you have the liquid, it'll last for at least 500 shirts or more. Thank you. So right now we're printing 16 dozens an hour at this speed. The fastest that I personally printed was about 67. It's been so long I can't remember, but it's somewhere along those lines. Thank you. So the thing about me printing here by myself is that I have to watch out when the shirts are piling up at the end of the dryer. So this is what I mean by that. So the shirts are gonna start piling up here at the end of the dryer. And I just have to make sure they're landing on the box because they're white t-shirts. You don't want them touching the ground. And once they get to a certain height, I wanna grab them and just kind of put them on top of my table. That's my logo for the channel, Vega 23, and that's it. That's all you need to know. We'll keep printing from this angle. How about it? How about it? As you can see, the shirts are still sticking. They're not going anywhere. I know some people, when they pull the shirts, they like to pull them just from here. But when you have a lot of glue, you kind of tend to warp the image if you don't pull it from the back first. I don't know if you guys were here earlier on the live that I was doing for the left chest, but I mentioned that I'm gonna start doing more lives, doing other things here at the shop, like washing screens, making the screens, and potentially going up front and showing you guys the process of when we make stickers and other stuff. So as you guys saw, we didn't hide anything. We showed you how to set up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And 256. We may need to add more ink into the black screen. We are running very low. I'm gonna grab the bucket and then put more ink in there because we're running too low. Okay. Back in business. I don't know if this is boring or exciting for you guys, but this is what I basically do every single day. If you guys scared to learn, ask away. The first 5 minutes was us. Now I want to work there, print shirts. Yeah, well, the first 5 minutes, you know, we have to warm up the machine. We have to get the compressor going. Learning how to set up is a big thing here because if you don't know how to set up, you're not going to get to this point. I remember the first time when they let me set up on the automatic, I could just feel like the manager looking at me because it was like an hour and a half and I still couldn't set up. So they had to bring somebody over to help me. And now, after training a lot of people in person and doing this for years and years, you guys saw it was a pretty quick setup. But trust me, if this is your first time doing this, you would be sweating bullets trying to figure this out. If you have the manager over your shoulder looking at you, wondering why you can't do it. That's how it was. Another thing is like this was a very simple setup because it was just 2 colors, but when you have like a 5 or a 7 color design and you can't even start to imagine the print sequence of what color goes first, that can be a nightmare. I'm gonna show you an example. Since how long have you been working here? If I may ask, you may ask anything you like. I've been doing this since 2008. So this job right here was like a 7 color. So that one, if you are not experienced or if you don't have any type of knowledge on screen printing, this can be a nightmare to set up. You will definitely give up, you know, in the middle of the setup. We have other ones like this one right here where it's considered a 4 color process. We did that one for just company shirts and giveaways at the park. We also did this one just kind of playing around to make sure that we are still having the skills that are required to be able to, you know, print stuff like that. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Castaway, but that is our friend, and he will forever be our friend. Let me show you another sample, or a better sample, I may say. Since how long have you been working? Yeah. So this was the final result of the Wolverine and Deadpool print job that we did. It's kind of hard to see because it's a yellow room, it's the dark room, but you can see the details in there. That was a 6-color print. We had a 4-color process with 2 spot colors, one for the red, one for the black. And then behind me here, I have a bunch of stickers that we've done for customers. And right there, we found a guy on Instagram, and he draws with a, you know, like a blue pen. All his drawings are with the blue pen. And I've always been inspired, you know, to go to the gym and kind of stay in some kind of shape because of Arnold. So when I saw that, I was kind of inspired. And I printed a shirt for him, and I printed a shirt for myself. So there's only 2 prints of that design ever made. And I'll show you the one that I did for him because I haven't shipped it out. Yep, that's his shirt. And I just added a quote of my own from Arnold, and I printed that on the front. You can have results or excuses, not both. Yep. Oh, we're having trouble in paradise over yonders. Show ass down, boy. Cool, yeah, cool. Okay, let me go back to printing real quick. We have maybe 10 more minutes of printing, 10 or 15, and then we're gonna be done with the live here. So feel free to ask whatever question you may think of while we're here. You can also go back to my channel and check out some of the jobs that I've done. I've done a lot of tutorials on how to do this, from basically creating the design to printing out the film and then doing the rest of everything that you basically need to know to be able to print a shirt. Normally I have my friend here, Robert, who's back there catching the shirts and stacking them so they can get boxed and get prepared for the customer to pick them up, but he's not here. He said he was gonna step out for an hour at 9 o'clock. It's currently 3:17 and he hasn't got back. So I think he's done for the day. Very nice, very cool. I'm gonna show you guys what the front of the shirts looks like here in a second. If you guys are curious, check out like the fastest, or check out like the world record for loading t-shirts on a screen printing machine. That guy is just like loading shirts so fast. They did a contest in Vegas, and it's crazy. Right now I'm technically going like super slow. I don't have somebody back there catching. I don't have somebody here pulling. I'm doing the live, so I'm trying to explain everything at the same time. Woo! Thank you. Must be allergic to doing lives. I don't know. I was trying to do a. Thank you. I was trying to do lives on TikTok, but I'm kind of dumb, so I can't figure that out. So I decided this morning to go ahead and do lives on here, on YouTube. Must be your. Oh, maybe. Maybe. So, if you guys didn't know, new technology has come out, and a lot of people do transfers instead of actual screen printing. And a transfer is basically like the printer printing over sheets, and then they add glue, and then they heat transfer it to the t-shirt. So it's kind of like plasticky, and you can definitely do multicolor with that, but it's not the same as screen printing. This is an art. And you appreciate a t-shirt more when you know that it was, in a sense, kind of handcrafted. So nowadays, when you go to concerts, a lot of people that do multicolor designs, they don't like to do screen printing. ¿Qué onda, Cynthia? They like to do heat transfers, and I don't like that. So, if you go to a concert, I think that you guys should demand screen printing versus transfers, because I don't want this to be a dying art. And like I said, you appreciate it more when it's screen printed. Because number one, you know it's going to last. You know it wasn't just a computer printing the image and pressing it on the t-shirt. So there's like more labor involved. There's more skill involved. So if you're going to pay $65 for a shirt that got a heat transfer, I think you won't be as satisfied with the final result as if it was screen printed. I don't see in the future vintage DTF or heat transfer shirt. It's just not gonna happen. All right, I gotta go to the back and check on the t-shirts real quick. We're good. I'm gonna show you what I did here real quick. Stacked them all top of that table. My catcher's ghosted on me today. Said he was gonna be gone for an hour. Subscribe, gonna go now. Thank you very much. Have a good night. We'll see you guys again. Thank you. We're coming up on an hour. We are we already went over an hour. We are 1 hour and 5 minutes into the live. I have 33% battery left. So we are still good until we finish this at least. Bye. Yep, we're good, we're good. Vivo muy aprisa, la vida de artista. No más para- We got about 7 more minutes worth of t-shirts on the cart. By the way, I mentioned earlier that we were going to be at the park. We're going to shoot a vlog with my friends from Unlimited Fit. And we're going to make an announcement for an event or a gathering that we're making next Thursday. So if you guys care, check that out. I know if you're from Pakistan, you're probably not going to make it. I also have a video shoot for another friend that's a realtor later today at 6, and we're helping his customer move. So I gotta bring my truck and help him move. It's gonna be a long day today, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. As long as I can go after work and go get a drink from Milk Run and then go hang out with the family for an hour or so, should be good. Should be good. Puro shubi lubi lubi lubi. Chivatos. What's going on, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost done here printing a 2-color job for a pizza shop here locally in Phoenix. Goes by the name of Freak Brothers Pizza. Earlier, we were showing them how to set up, and now we're printing the job. So we're almost done. Damn, we've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. Good job. Almost there. Almost there. So since it's 3:30, I have to finish doing this, and I have to send a message to my guests who are coming into the Airbnb today. So we're gonna check out here in about 5 minutes, you guys. I have to, even though I'm working, I have to get to work. That's how it is. That's how it is. SoCal Sal, saludos. Your prints are always fire. Thank you very much. We're out here doing a 2-color print right now for Freak Brothers Pizza. It's a local shop here. We're showing everybody here how we set it up from start to finish. We have about 3 more shirts and then we're done. I was just mentioning that I'll have some other work outside of here related with Airbnb. I have to get back to my customers. And I also mentioned that if you guys have any questions about screen printing, always feel free to ask. Got your back. All right, so we have one more shirt. That's it. I want to say thank you guys for being here, for watching. We're going to do a live, hopefully every day. I know this is not the most exciting thing in the world to be watching, but there are some people out there who are curious and do want to learn, so we're here for them. We're going to show you guys how to wash the screens. Potentially, if you guys care to know how to set up the artwork, how to set up the screens, as far as like washing them out and getting the film ready. If you guys have questions with curing the ink through the dryer, we can help you with that as well, and things of that nature. So that was it. As you guys can see, we're done running it's about 120 shirts for this customer. While we were in the middle of this, we had another customer stop by and they dropped off 5 boxes for a 3-color front, 3-color back design, and we're gonna check out. So once again, thank you guys very much for tuning in. We'll check you guys tomorrow with another live. We're out of here.